Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Śrīla Gurudeva Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupada Shutarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupada Shutarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupada Shutarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashutarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vallabha Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All the disciples and all the followers of those associates Ki Jai. Jai Srila Baladevi Jibushan Prabhu Ki Jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pada Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Shri Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Shri Gopal Bhatta Shri Dasa Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandal Vraja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Avishyapadati Jai Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Avishyapadati Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha-kuṇḍa Shyama-kuṇḍa Ki Jai. Jai Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai. Shri Gopishwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Jai. Our very dear Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja Ki Jai. His most bright auspicious departure and his onward journey Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So we'll do a short Mangala Charan and then we will begin our program. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakayam Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutte Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Tavai vasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptascha kamadittaranga madhe kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam again and again at the lotus feet of my beloved Śrīla Gurudev, Nitya Lila Prabhupada Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Śrīla Gurudev. And to my Śrīla Gurudev's dear God brothers, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, and unto our Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupada and his dear God brothers, Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, all of their God brothers, and also to the feet of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, and to Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all of our Guru Varga coming in this Bhakti Vinod Saraswat line, and all the Vaishnavas coming in this line. Especially, I offer my pranam again and again to Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, who has inspired so many devotees. I also offer my pranam to all the devotees here who have gotten so much inspiration and help and encouragement from Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. And so please accept my Dandavat pranams. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. So, yeah, we're all gathering here this morning with deep gratitude to honor the life and the departure of a very dear sannyasi of our Śrīla Gurudevs, and a dear friend to so many of us, a mentor to many of us. For some of us, um, a guru to some of us. So, our Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. Before we continue, I'd like to share some very comforting and glorious news that I heard this morning. One devotee, Śrīla Prabhu, he shared this news with me. He said that this is regarding Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja's final moments. He said several devotees who were present with him, they confirmed that Maharaj did not actually leave his body in the hospital. He passed away peacefully right in his own room at Rāga-mārga, the very sacred place where he was performing his sādhana and bhajan. He woke up early at around 3 a.m. and he expressed a little discomfort. He took something to drink and then he lay back down to rest. And then there, at around 3:30 a.m., he peacefully left this world. And their trip to the hospital afterward was simply a formality. And I also heard directly from devotees who saw him after his passing that his form looked absolutely incredible and radiant. And they said that he looked so super blessed that words couldn't describe it. And a camera couldn't capture it. And so just knowing that he departed in such a peaceful, deeply auspicious state, right in the shelter of Rāga-kuṇḍa, the topmost place. So this is just such a huge comfort to all of us today. I just saw, just the nighttime before, he was just getting deep into Ramananda Samvad, also on his daily online class. Or I'm not sure if it's his daily class, but anyways, on his online class, he was getting into Ramananda Samvad. So over the coming days, we will be meeting here every morning to share our remembrances and get some inspiration in our own lives, in our own devotional practices, by remembering some of the wonderful qualities of Maharaj. Before I open the floor here, I just want to share a brief personal memory of why we're actually gathered at this specific platform at this particular time, this particular Zoom group. So is it about 5 or 6 years ago, just before Chaturmasya in 2020, I visited Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja at his humble dwelling at just near to Swananda Sukara Kunj. And during that visit, he very generously gifted me an entire set of Srimad Bhagavatams with Srila Prabhupada's purports. And he strongly encouraged me to read them. And actually, it wasn't just encouraging me. He didn't give me any other option. He forcefully said, I have to read them. And so but I knew that I wouldn't be able to read so many thousands of pages, to keep up the momentum and make it to the end. That would be a huge struggle for me. And so that interaction with him and his very strong encouragement, that's what inspired me to start these daily online reading programs. And really these programs that Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja inspired, that this really became the anchor of my spiritual life. I wrote a post about it some time ago, so just the very fact that we have this space to gather right now, a space that nourished so many of us daily with the words of our Guru Varga. So this is a direct fruit of Maharaja's kindness and his desire to see devotees immersed in Shastra. So because of that, I felt the most appropriate way to begin this program is not with my words or anyone else's, but with his words. So I want to read a short puṣpāñjali that Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja offered in the very first Vyas Puja of our Śrīla Gurudev. Our Śrīla Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, following our Śrīla Gurudev's disappearance. And it beautifully captures Maharaja's immense appreciation for the gift of rāga-mārga that our acharyas have given to this world, especially our Śrīla Gurudev. So I'm just going to share my screen. We'll read that, and then we'll begin our program, the glorifications. 1 second. Let me just get this up on the screen. 1 second. I actually haven't read this yet either, so I'm reading it. I think I read it a long time ago, but okay, let me make it big enough so you can see it. 1 second. Okay, so wait, is this the right one? Just making sure. Yes, okay. So, and this is, if anybody wants to have this is published in Raise of the Harmonist, number 23. If you type that in Google, you'll find this issue, the Vyasa Puja edition of Raise of the Harmonist. So, offering to Shri Guru. I first offer my most heartfelt obeisances unto the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same to my beloved Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And to all the Tridaṇḍī sannyasis, Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, I offer my Dandavat pranams. Any attempt to glorify Shri Guru from a conditioned place is bound to be inadequate due to Shri Guru's most extraordinary exalted position. He is in fact totally non-different from Bhagavan and is his direct potency, Shakshadharitvena. Nevertheless, for Gurudev's pleasure, as well as for our own purification, we will make a humble attempt. Shishimad Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, even amongst gurus and acharyas, is considered to be prominent. Let me just make this a little bigger so you can see it. Okay. Why? Because the principal teachings needed to be injected into this world today, and the very heart of Mahaprabhu's reasons for appearing, rāga-mārga bhakti loke korite pracharan, the propagation of rāga-mārga, spontaneous devotion. So this very heart of the reasons of Mahaprabhu's of the reasons for Mahaprabhu's appearing, this has been carefully and consistently presented by Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj for the pleasure of all sincere souls. Because Śrīla Gurudev's deep and profound personal bhajan is empowered by the mercy of his Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he is qualified to openly establish, in accordance with scriptural conclusions, this most esoteric topic of rāga-mārga within the hearts of his listeners. In the introduction to his commentary, Ananda Vardhini Vyakya on Sri Venu Gita, Śrīla Gurudev boldly declares that those ignorant camel-like persons who imagine that one must first become freed from the contaminating disease of lust in order to be qualified to hear the topics of Ras Lila are indeed of an atheistic mentality. This statement is supported by many verses from Shastra, in particular, Vikriritam Vrajavadubhir idang cha Vishnu, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-36, wherein Sri Shukadev Goswami is clearly indicating that first one hears with faith, these sweetest love-laden pastimes of Krishna with the gopis in Vrindavan. Then one explains them to others, varnayedya, and that by this process of hearing, of shravanam, and explaining kirtanam, the jewel of bhaktim param bhagavati, supreme prem, will manifest in the heart. And after that, concomitantly, the disease of lust will quickly fade away. Only by first hearing the affectionate, sweet pastimes of Shri Radha-Krishna can the jiva's desire, Vrajaprem, becoming fully attracted to the path of Raganuga Bhakti, and as a consequence, become purified of all of their material lust. Without explicitly understanding this sequence the fallen jivas are unable to progress to the path of spontaneous attraction, rāga-mārga, or attain Vrajaprem. What greater or more powerful knowledge can we receive? Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj has dedicated his entire life and teachings to inject this one point in order to establish the jivas on this Raganuga path. Others in our line have not so prominently endeavored to establish this essential truth. They have, however, prepared the grounds by cutting the jungles of Mayavad. Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Narayan Goswami Maharaj has stepped well beyond this conformity, empowered by his own realization of these truths, and at a cost of much criticism from other communities. He has constantly bestowed upon us descriptions of this highest jewel of Sri Vrajaprem. The aspiring sadhaks feel nothing but an overwhelming mood of gratitude and affection for such an exceptional saintly personality as this. Hare Kṛṣṇa, vanchakalpa tarubhyascha, kripa sindubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Insignificant Sri Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī. Wow, what a glorification, my God. So we're going to spend the rest of our time today hearing from the devotees. And to make sure everyone who wishes to speak has the opportunity, we are setting a gentle guideline of about 15 minutes per person. And I could also extend it another 5 minutes if anyone needs more time or more, that's fine. But so, and you don't have to worry about watching the clock. If you're getting close to time, I'll just send a message, a private message in the Zoom chat, or maybe I'll give a little visual cue so that you can naturally wrap up your thoughts. And because we want this to be a relaxed and sweet environment. So to start off today, we are very fortunate to be joined by a sangha of around 6 or so devotees from Boston. And many of them have been steadily hearing from Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja for some devotees for, I think, nearly the past decade, right? And so they have a very deep connection with him. And actually, I'd like to know a little bit how this program with Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja started, if anybody has time to share that. So, one second, let me just mute. Okay. So yeah, I'd like to hand over the microphone to them now. And also Madhuri Didi, who is part of that group, she'll be joining us tomorrow. But I think today, if there's time, we'll be hearing from Shyamali Didi, Shyamrupa Prabhu, Nimai Caitanya Prabhu, and Jaya Shree Didi and her husband, Rasanidhi Prabhu, I think are with us now. And but I know it's very late there on the East Coast. So if it gets too late for anybody, you can leave early and watch the rest on YouTube. And also, we'll be doing this program for a few days. so that everyone gets a chance to share their memories and appreciations of Śrīpāda Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. So don't worry if there doesn't end up being enough time in this particular program. You'll get another chance. So, I don't know, maybe Nimai Caitanya Prabhu, because I don't know how you usually have these programs. Like I said, I know you guys gather together, so I don't know. Yeah, if you would like to, like who should speak first and like that. Since yeah, you can please let me know.
Okay. Prabhu, if I can say something, I'd just like to say that our relationship was very long, and that I'd like to be included in the homage to His Holiness Tridaṇḍī Swami Maharaj.
100% Hari Prabhu. You and Bhavatarani Mataji will definitely have a chance. Yes, for sure. We're going to be doing this program for as many days as it takes for everybody to have a comfortable time to make their homage. So, yeah. This first program is the Boston devotees, and also maybe some of the second program, but then also you'll definitely get a chance, for sure.
So should I start?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ajnana-timirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Śrīmati Bhaktivedānta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Pastatade Shatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shvasni Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. So thank you so much for hosting this program. We look forward later to hear how this all began due to the inspiration of Jaya Shree, actually, Rasanidhi, connecting with Tridaṇḍī Swami, forcing us to have the morning calls. And so, yeah, Tridaṇḍī Swami came to Boston, inspired so many of us devotees there. And I was trying to find a picture of him in the backyard with my son holding a baseball bat and wearing a baseball hat with my son in the backyard. And, you know, he said to me, I told him, Maharaj, I'm thinking of doing a Bhagavad Gita study group. We were talking about it, he was saying yes. And then he said, oh, Nimai, cut to the chase, do Jaiva Dharma. And so we started a Jaiva Dharma group, and then it was such a wonderful experience. And I felt so blessed to be encouraged by him. And I remember him telling me, you know, he was telling me, oh, you can do it, you know this, you know, he was so encouraging. But when he left Boston, right before he left, he said, Nimai, just remember that you're doing this for your own purification and for the purification of all the devotees. And, you know, he was very encouraging. And then he also was very, made sure that he was encouraging me to come at it from a very humble perspective. And of course, at the time, I felt completely unqualified. So that was sort of the beginning for me on that journey of gathering devotees together and having groups. And so many people came to see Śrīla Gurudeva from Boston. It was an amazing experience. And I'm just sort of jumping around. One of the most very significant moments for me with Tridaṇḍī Swami also was when 2010 when we were there during Kartik, and you know, Gurudev was very ill, and I was one of the people on the medical team, and very close to that. And the word was that he was going to leave. Gurudev said he would leave on Vaman Maharaj's day. And so I think that was November 3rd, I believe, that year. And everybody's saying if Gurudev lives past November 3rd, that means he's going to live another year. And so my tickets were meant to come back on November 1st. And Tridaṇḍī Swami sat me down. I didn't know him that well, but he sat me down and he said, Nimai, you have to stay. You can't leave. And I'm thinking, I have a job, I have my practice, I have my family, my wife, you know, and it was a big deal for me to leave. And I had already been gone 2 weeks and I can't do that. And he was just so strong with me, looking me in the eye and just telling me, you have to stay. And so I called home and said, I'm going to stay. And, you know, I got the okay from the other side. And of course, Gurudev went past that November 3rd and we were all ecstatic. But of course, he tricked us and he left not on Vaman Maharaj's disappearance day, but on his appearance day in December. So, you know, the real thing is, I remember, it's very interesting. It was right after Gurudev left. And Catherine, or Kumudini, had a friend who was very, very intuitive. And she was talking to me, it was in her living room. And she was really, it was crazy. She was kind of tuning into, she was like, your spiritual master was amazing. She was just tuning into his energy. And then she said, but you're going to meet somebody who will help you so much on your spiritual path. But it won't be like, you know, with your guru, with Gurudev, it was a little more formal. You had a little bit more reservation because that was, even though I had the opportunity to massage his transcendental body, I never got to that point of being super relaxed with Gurudev, except for when I had that opportunity, which was so, so special. He said, you'll have somebody that will give you everything, you know, all the teachings, you'll learn so much, but he'll be like a dear friend. And I was like, really? Okay, that's interesting. And I remember Gurudev always saying, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru is like your bosom friend. He would say like that. And over the years, that's what Tridaṇḍī Swami has become. A very, very, very dear friend who I could tell anything in my life, share anything, any topic. And at the same time, he was one of the best teachers I've ever met in my entire life. And with our amazing little group here, he has challenged each and every one of us. And we all know how Maharaj can be very opinionated about different topics. And, you know, whether it's going through COVID and all that, but he was always so fixed on the highest truth. And as a teacher, he really set us free. He really, but at the same time, he was very clear what was acceptable and what wasn't. You know, we couldn't get off track. We couldn't get into our own stories and our dramas. And if there was anything philosophically that was even a little bit off, at times he could be ruthless. But he was also so generous and so encouraging. I mean, the amount, if you could just hear, I mean, I'm sure you've all heard his encouragement in different ways, but, you know, we give our 10-minute presentations, 15-minute presentations. We've been studying Bhagavatam. We're actually on, I think it's chapter 58 of 10th canto. We've gone through each and every chapter with Maharaj, and every week we all have to speak on that chapter. And I remember saying, because we were doing Jaiva Dharma, and I sort of almost jokingly said, maybe we should do the Bhagavatam. And he said, yes, Nimai, let's do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? You know, it's like, you know, I don't feel like I don't have any time anyway to do anything. And now we're going to start studying Bhagavatam. So every Sunday morning, these extremely loyal devotees, you know, showed up every time studying, preparing. And Maharaj was extraordinarily encouraging to us and gave us so much faith in Bhagavatam. He had so much love for Bhagavatam and so much faith in hearing and chanting Bhagavatam. And he would always say, I'm just listening. I'm the one who's gaining from this because you guys are speaking so beautifully and I get to hear it all. It was always so encouraging. But again, if one of us, sometimes we'd ramble on too long, or we'd say something that was a little bit philosophically off or incorrect, just say data that was incorrect, he would always make sure that it was on track. It was always, it was this incredible balance of encouragement and truth. He never overtook care of any one of us to make us, so our feelings wouldn't get hurt. But on the other hand, if we were right on or close to being right on, he would really let us know and he would really encourage us. And it's such a great teacher, amazing teacher, amazing teacher. I really have no clue. I mean, in my life, I never imagined that I would have the opportunity to study in the associations with such beautiful devotees. I never imagined it. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think I would do it in this life, and Maharaj made it possible for so many wonderful devotees to come together, develop incredible friendships, in the context of the Bhagavatam and of these sacred teachings. So, just so fortunate. We got to see him in Radha-kuṇḍa last year, Jaya Shree and myself, and I know Shyamrupa and Shyamali got to see him also more recently. And again, he was always full of life, full of energy. Even, that's the other thing. I mean, he had a serious heart condition. And if you saw it on the outside, you would never have guessed. Never, ever guessed. I mean, every once in a while I'd say, my energy's low or I'm not feeling so great. And then 2 days later, he'd be up and about like nothing happened. I mean, he had 9 stents. He refused to get open heart surgery. He didn't want to do it. And he was, in some way, I'm not saying he was hoping to go. It wasn't like he had that mood because he just wanted to share and teach and to give this to everybody. But, on another level, he was so brave. He was so courageous in the way he lived and the way that he served and the way that he gave so much to people and to the devotees, and always helping people lean them towards the essential truths that Gurudev came to give, what Śrīla Prabhupada came to give, the highest truths, and also the keeping us in line with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the teachings of Rupa Goswami. And he was very, very clear on that. And, he opened the door to rāga-mārga for all of us, to the potential. And he gave us the hope to actually accept the conjugal mood. Like we have to, and that's part of entering into that. We have to accept it. And he gave us so much permission. He was very strict. He was very, as we know, very strict in his own sadhana. And he encouraged us to hear and to chant and to always move forward in our devotion. And it's going to be a journey from this point on without him. And I also think, just like Gurudev is with us, like he's closer than the air we breathe, and time to time, I think all of us experience that. And for the Prabhupada disciples who are serving him nicely, they also feel like that. I think Tridaṇḍī Swami will also be with us. I mean, he wants us to continue. He wants us to continue in what we're doing and how we're serving and how we're learning and growing as devotees. I really feel like he's at that level of devotee that that his mercy will keep coming through and that he will keep guiding us. I really feel that way, just like we know Gurudev does that. And extraordinary soul. And it was amazing to see his face, even on a video. This morning, he was smiling. Even his feet were beautiful. I mean, it was extraordinary. He was gorgeous. It was crazy. I mean, it was amazing to see that smile on his face, and he looked so peaceful. And I was very happy to see that. So I'm sure that's been about 15 minutes. So there's so much more I could say. And just great gratitude and appreciation for our beloved Tridaṇḍī Swami. And forever grateful for his authentic, profound, loving, guiding, sometimes strict, extraordinarily encouraging support in my life eternally. So, Vanchakalpa Trubhascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Wow, that was such a beautiful, heartfelt offering. And yeah, that was really something so unique about him. Like most preachers and people who they will give lots of class and inspire devotees and everything, but Tridaṇḍī Maharaj didn't just want to give classes to devotees and have them passively listen, but he really empowered devotees and gave everybody the chance to not just he couldn't be passive in any of his programs. He had to like really put in the work. And yeah, that's a unique thing. I haven't seen anybody else do that like Tridaṇḍī Maharaj.
Yeah.
The level of empowerment he gave everybody.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. And also, you're saying like how he was how he wasn't holding on, like he was ready to go at any moment. Like he was, there was no attachment or anything like holding him. He was just okay, whenever it's time, I'm ready. He was very prepared for when it was time to go. And yeah, you're like it was true. He, even though he had this serious heart condition, he didn't complain about it. He didn't like, you wouldn't even realize. And I was there in Radha-kuṇḍa for a little while when he was there. And there was no way he couldn't do Radha-kuṇḍa Parikrama. His place was maybe, like if you're walking at a good pace, it's a 15-minute walk. And at his pace is probably a lot longer. And every day without fail, no matter what, no matter how he was feeling, no matter what happened in the day, but it was like a firm vrat that he had to do a full Radha-kuṇḍa Parikrama every day. And in also his programs, like after he had a serious episode and he went to the hospital, and then right after he came back, he was already like, oh, I have to start my next program again. Like it was just like no rest or stopping or anything. And his body condition was never, anyways, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, thank you, Prabhu. That was so beautiful.
Nitai Prabhu, please forgive me if I came out abruptly there. It's been very shocking as such a dear friend, but thank you so much for your words, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So then next, I was wondering if, I don't know which order I should do. Maybe Shyamali and Shyamrupa Prabhu, and then afterwards Jaya Shree, if that's if we can do it in that order, or however you think.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. So yeah, if you'd like to offer your remembrances.
Sure. I'm happy to go first, or if you want to. Yeah, Om Agyanitvanandasya Giranjana Shlakaya Chakshu Unmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurudeve Namaha Gurudeve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivedānta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. So make sure I have my timer so I don't go too far. I want to honor devotees'
No,
time.
so don't feel too much pressure. If you want to go on a bit longer, that's totally fine.
Hey, no, there's so many wonderful devotees here, and I want to. So, what can I say about Maharaj? You know, I think he impacted our devotional lives significantly. And I first met him actually at Nimai Caitanya Prabhu's Healing Essence Center. He had a program. It's a beautiful space that he has where he conducts his healing work, but also he invites senior devotees come and speak. And uh, I the challenge is that I don't want to speak too much about my own personal self. I want to glorify Maharaj, but I was in a very challenged place in my spiritual life. I was very disheartened at that moment in my spiritual life. And going there, and Nima invited me, and I said, okay, I'll go hear from a sannyasi. And it was almost like this alchemical process, this powerful experience where he really just infused it's almost like he reignited. Like it's like my bhakti, little fire of bhakti that I had, it was almost extinguished. And it was just sort of covered. And then he just, by his speaking, and it was so sweet. And he spoke in a very natural way because it was a very mixed group of people there, people of different traditions and lineages and so forth. So it was a very general audience. And he spoke so beautifully about the nature of devotion and the soul and the beauty of the soul that it just really opened my heart wide open. And so I immediately had a deep respect and affection for this personality, just Tridaṇḍī Swami, who came to visit. And sometime later, Rasanidhi and Jaya Shree were having, having a nectar of instruction classes with Maharaj. And they just kind of mentioned in passing, like, oh yeah, we're taking these classes. And that's when I connected with Maharaj in terms of being a regular, hearing from him regularly. And he's such a dear personality and so wise, so learned, and very much a strong personality. You know, he really he did not mince his words. He did not shy away. He did not back down. But at the same time, even though he was such a formidable personality, he was so sweet and he was so kind, and he made me feel like I was a very close friend and confidant, and that somehow we're equals, which is ridiculous because he was not only my senior by years, but also by his experience and knowledge and qualification. But still, he would reach out to me, and we would have these communications. And I was sort of like I took on the role of being a bit of researcher for him. If he wanted to suss something out, or he heard something, or he was like, and I knew that he would know. You know, it's like what I can, but we just had that very special connection, and he was so kind. And we either visiting him when he was living in Surabi Kunj, or this last Kartik, we spent a couple days with him in Radha-kuṇḍa. And he took us on the Radha-kuṇḍa parikram, and it was so special. It's like he not only knew all the pastime places that were there, the Janava sitting place, Janava Mata sitting place, this Samadhi, this Bhajan Kutir, but he also knew all the personalities there, all the pundits and the priests. He even knew the cows, and he knew the different types of cows, and he always brought with him, as well as bring some dakshin for pranami to all the different personality, to all the different those little ashrams. He also brought some sliced apple to give to the cows. And he developed it. So it was just a very intimate, sweet experience that he gave to us. And I just, there's a saying that when an elder passes away, it's like a library has burned down. It's just and all you could do is sit there and stand there and just grieve the passing of this person. And I'm not grieving for him because we saw the video of his final rites and his of the cremation. And I think, as you were saying, Prabhu, and Nimai was also mentioning this too, that he had this beautiful beatific smile on his face. And even his feet looked just like the lotus feet, like we have this saying, the lotus feet of the spiritual master. And his feet were lotus-like, and it was just a lesson in what the result of a lifetime of bhakti can confer upon us. And he was our guru, he was our Shiksha guru. And he instructed us, he guided us, as Nimai Prabhu was saying, that we have these morning calls with him. And he, even when he called you out, he was very sweet about it, very kind about it. He would never, bark at you, but he was just saying, "Oh, Prabhu, during your talk, you said this. Is this what you meant? Or what did you mean by that?" And you go, "Oh, did I say that?" Yeah. So he's very kind and gentle in that way. So I'm just going to miss him terribly. I'm going to miss getting those little voicemails from him saying, "Hey, Shyamrupa, I got a question for you." Or, "How could you do this? Could you do me this service?" And I'm just going to miss that. I'm going to miss him terribly. And the world just seems a little emptier right now with his being gone. So there's so much more I could say, but I just want to leave it here. So Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Mahārāja ki jai, Vajrakalpadurubhascha kripa sindhubhyaya vacha, Patitam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was so beautiful. And I really like what you were saying about how he had a relationship with everybody, like such a beautiful relationship, even with the cows. I remember one time I did a program. I went with to see him with Amal Krishna Prabhu, and he was telling me about his relationship with all the cows. Like this was a while before when he was and he was telling me about his relationship with all the cows on the Govardhan Parikrama marg, like the whole marg. And there's this one bull there, and like he knew each one by face, and he had like a particular relationship with them. And yeah, but yeah, just such a personal yeah, he was so personal with everybody and had such a sweet individual relationship with so many people. And it's yeah, amazing. Thank you, bro.
Humor.
Yes. Shyamali Didi, would you like to offer your glorification?
Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my obeisances millions and millions of times to my most worshipful Guru, Narayan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. And I offer my heart like flowers at the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Guru, Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja ki jai. I don't even know where to begin because I feel like my devotional life really began with Tridaṇḍī Swami, because he came not only to the program that Shyamrupa was talking about, but he also came to stay with us. He came individually to stay with us. Mm-hmm. And I remember he always says something so personal. He says, I wanted to know who this Shyamali was. I came all the way across from India to find out who this Shyamali is. And I was just so honored. And every step of the way, I know that Gurudev, Nimai Maharaj, sent Tridaṇḍī Swami to support and help us, because I was so unfortunate to only take association with Gurudev in 2010. So I had nothing. But Tridaṇḍī Swami became my Shiksha Guru and provided entrance into these, just that beautiful glorification of our Guru, talking about what Gurudev gave us. Tridaṇḍī Swami gave me the opportunity to enter into that. I don't know how I would have done that at all. And, all these classes that we've had week after week after week, he was, in the beginning, I came from a yogic background. I came from a yogic tradition, and I have a strong sadhana. I had a strong devotion, but it was not developed. But it was Tridaṇḍī Swami that, in the beginning, like if you listen to those classes, I'm somewhat like mortified at my ignorance and my not knowing the etiquette, but he never, he would chastise me quite resoundly and startle me. But in that chastisement, there was such inspiration, such care, such guidance. At very intimate moments, I remember when he was staying in her house, I would get up early and I was listening to a particular Shabad in the Kundalini tradition and Japji. And he said, "Oh, it reminds me of India." And we were in the kitchen, like it was 3 a.m. in the morning, and he needed something to be washed or something. And I just said, "Oh, just give it to me." And I put it in the washer to wash. And he goes, "Oh, what a nice lady." He just had a way of saying things that, just such an ordinary little thing, but he made it seem like it was extraordinary and sweet. And you just had these sweet moments. I remember taking him to shop for t-shirts. He wanted a nice, thick cotton American t-shirt that he could dye for the pink color. And we had to go to these different shops, but he was so appreciative of everything, that nice thick cotton, whatever it was just such a sweet, intimate, mundane, but sublime experience. And so we are now, I have to correct Nimai, we're on the 60th chapter in the Śrīmāda Bhaktivedānta. And every step of the way, he's made us recite. We always have to recite all the titles of every canto, of every chapter. And he listens, as everyone has said, with such attentiveness. And these little things that you may have missaid, even if you misspoke it, he would get it. And he would always say it in such a gentle but clarifying. It was so inspiring. You just wanted to read. And we had the unbelievable, we spent many weeks actually on the Panchadaya. So we were going through verse by verse, and really the encouragement. And he would say, "I'm so proud of you, this Boston group, because you've gotten so far." And the Delhi group is not far behind us. I think they're in the Panchadaya right now. He was very proud of this. And we also, Shyamrupa and I, have started a Śrīmāda Bhagavatam group, and most people have dropped off, but we have one who's just very persevering and really amazing, and she's in the 4th canto. And it's so valuable to have the knowledge of the cantos at your fingertips so that, you know, I could talk about it, and his inspiration and his guidance. I keep offering that because it's his guidance that's coming through my mouth. It's not my really, you know, it's just so much. And the to watch how the Bhagavatam transforms consciousness is just such an amazing tribute to this document that is non-different from Shri Krishna, non-different from Radharani. Every letter is Radharani. So I cannot say, I mean, to say indebted, I can't really live without Tridaṇḍī Swami. That's what I feel like. I can't really live. And we did get to go to Rāga-mārga, and we bathed in there. And I only brought one sari, and he said, "You'll have to go in that sari." And I was, so I'll go in the sari. And I wasn't, you know, all the Babajis that are at Rāga-mārga in that bathing area where the women sort of crowd off to the corner and they change their clothes, and one of the main Babajis, who I've had a couple of interactions with, he was looking at me and he was going, Mataji, come change, you know. And I just shook my head. I was like, no, I'm staying in this sari. I'm staying in this sari. And I wasn't going to say this, but Tridaṇḍī Swami lent me his chatters to walk home in. He wrapped me in his chatters. He paid for all the swamis while we were there. He wouldn't want us to bring any money. He had such a parental mood, such a kind, and cutting across any kind of formality. So, Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam bhavenabhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Wow, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's true. Like his three things just really stood out when you were speaking of his extreme gratitude and generosity for like the smallest, tiniest thing that you do. He had like genuine appreciation, like really, even if it was nothing, but he had this quality of gratitude was so prominent in him. And also his caring, wow, that's such a beautiful thing you said at the end. I remember in 2000, I think it was 2003 or 2002, I got sick, and during Kartik time, so it was a very busy time. There was so much to do, and even no matter how busy it was, he still cooked khichdi for me every day, and like unspiced khichdi, and gave it to me. And he'd bring it over, he'd cook it and then bring it over and give it to me every day until I got better. And just this such caring. Wow, thank you so much. And and another point that you mentioned about how he'd have you recite all the chapters of the Srimad Bhagavatam every time. And I noticed that in all of his classes, he always wanted everybody to know where they were. And so he would always be zooming out so that you could see how everything flows together. And then you know how to navigate, you know where you are, you're never lost. And he really made sure that everybody got the full big picture. And then so that was, I really appreciated that about him. Thank you so much. Jaya Shree Didi, yeah. And now, Jaya Shree Didi, I know it's very late for you, but I'm so grateful you're still on here. But thank you. Would you like to offer your homage? Yes. Thank you.
Om Gyanantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshor Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadha Shivasari Shri Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Yeah, so I'm offering my Sastandandavat pranams to our Śrīla Gurudeva, Nichalila Pravishto Vishnupada Stotara Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, and to our beautiful Tridaṇḍī Swami, Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, to all of you, to all of the senior Vaishnavas who have known Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja for so long, longer than me, to so many of the inspiring Vaishnavas that are in our Saṅga. And thank you for allowing me to speak something. And especially my pranams to Nimai Caitanya Prabhu, and of course to Shyamali and Shyamrupa and Madhuri Didi, and to all the Boston devotees, and to you, Madhukar. Today we heard the very sad news that this amazing, selfless, fully embodied Vaishnav, this lion-like Vaishnav, Srila Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, left his body at the auspicious hour of Mangala Arti at 3:30 a.m. the way he wanted to, in his bhajan kutir, at this beautiful bhajan kutir in Radha-kuṇḍa, Vrindavan Dham, where he lived for the past 4 years in his humble abode. I think he lived in about 10 years in Navadvip, 8, 10 something, long time. And he was, as all of you say, one of the most powerful teachers I've ever known on the subjects of love and bhakti and yoga. I heard someone use the word legend, and I think that's quite true. He was epic. He was so psychic. He was so humble. Nimai, you reminded me, of course, of so many times, like all these times are coming to my head, especially the part about being in India. Maharaj would be very good at showing up in like an internet shop, you know, when I was getting ready to leave one trip or another. And he just would show up, pop in, what you do? Oh, Jaya Shree Didi. Oh, Jaya Shree Didi. And sit with me and just listen. And then he'd be like, but why would you go? You know, what's there for you? What's at home? And I'd be like, oh yeah. And somehow I'd stay. And also Shyamali Didi and Shyamrupa, you mentioned clothes, you know. My father and my mother gave Maharaj this coat, you know, this black coat. And he wore that coat that my dad gave him for years and years and years. He was so grateful and so humble. Maharaj loved trees. He loved trees. He would talk about them, sit under them. You know, this is not easy because obviously when we glorify a Vaishnava, we are not supposed to talk about ourselves. It's very hard when someone is a dear friend as well. And as senior as he is, and as amazing as he is my dear, dear friend. As he would remind me, my dear God brother. He also, it's still very raw, so I'm working with this pitiful human form of myself. But he loved stopping for snacks. Right, on Parikram, he would love to stop at the Vrajavasi's home during Kartik and get a chapati. And he would relish a little sour pickle on the chapati and explain. I brought all my students, most recently with Nimai Caitanya Das in 2025, but back all the way to 2013, 2012, 13, 14, I was bringing with Rasanidhi Prabhu, who was Kalanidhi Das Prabhu. And so I'm trying to just share some very personal experiences of how Maharaj was so incredible. He loved his son Govi so much. He was so respectful of his dear wife of before. They did this incredible seva of making these maps, you know, those big, huge, gorgeous cosmology maps. And of course, he eventually accepted sannyas, and he was as devoted as a father and uncle to all of us as he was. Actually, Nimai and I were supposed to be there. We were supposed to arrive in India yesterday. But due to personal reasons on both our sides, we postponed that trip 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, I don't know. And so it's meant to be. His power illuminated so many people. And one of the most striking qualities about Maharaj was his clarity. He could take very deep siddhanta, very subtle truths about bhakti, and make them understandable. And he could speak to senior devotees, he could speak to new people, he could speak to us, to Madhyam, to us Kanishta, and yoga students and families and everybody in a way that they could understand. As everyone mentioned, right? He could trigger us in a really good way and scrape away. He scraped away my ridiculousness a lot over the years. And it's amazing that when he right before he left yesterday, he was sharing this topic, you know, of pure bhakti versus karma mishra bhakti. And he gave that very simple example of, you know, say a person is giving $100 to the ashram versus a pure bhakti giving $100 to the ashram. The one with karma mishra bhakti is thinking, oh, I'm giving $100 to this ashram. But the pure devotee thinks and knows, oh, I'm just giving back Krishna's money to him. Because that shift from I, me, mine, and ahankara and all this to I am the doer, from I am the doer to I am the servant, to everything belongs to Krishna. He was very good at making spiritual life practical. And it wasn't like just theoretical for him when he taught. He taught Ras Katha in a way that was so powerful. He was truly lion-like and fearless in his preaching. And there was so much warmth. I also, I'm sharing so many personal things, right? Well, many of us know, of course, that he had a heart condition, that he had that surgery. And I knew always that the time with him was very precious. And that someday this day would come. And I was always like a little afraid of that. I was very close with Maharaj, as many people are. I talked to him a lot. He was the one who was there before Narayani was born. He was the one who, when I I was meditating on her name before she was born. He was the one I said, he said, I have some thoughts, Jaya Shree, but what do you think? And I said, I think her name's Narayani. And he goes, it is. And he was going to say, he was going to offer these extra other names, but he's like, that's it, Jaya Shree. That's it. And he always yelled at me in a good way. He actually would say, sometimes he would stop. A couple times this happened where I'd be talking to him, like, you know, in the hall or something, and he'd stop and he'd, you know how he'd go, Jaya Shree, I'm your brother, Jaya Shree, or you're my sister, you know, like he would say these things that were so sweet, even though he is so senior and evolved. But one thing I wanted to share also, how amazing he was, his deep connection to our Saṅga and our community, even though in the later years, AKA when Narayani was born, it was very difficult for me to get on the calls. So I would listen and I would get filled in. But something happened that I don't know, I've probably not shared, which is that when we brought Narayani in 2022 to Vraj, Narayani is 8 years old now. She was 4. And it was Maharaj who instructed me many things. He instructed me to, first he always said to me, use your intelligence wisely, Jaya Shree, use your intelligence wisely. He also allowed me some room and space when it came to migraines and taking medicine. He said, it's all Krishna's, it's all Gurudev's telling you everything, Jaya Shree. Gurudev's telling you everything all the time. And he instructed me not to bring Narayani to India until she was 4, 5. So I listened to that. And in 2022, we came. And that trip, Rasanidhi and I just went to Radha-kuṇḍa. We had no phones on this trip, no video, no pictures. Maharaj greeted us. And he had already done his parikram around Radha-kuṇḍa. And he was a little tired. And, you know, we're very mindful of his energy, although he was constant and could preach and teach forever. It was like this fountain. He's so powerful. But still, he took a moment and then he goes, oh, come on then, you know, and grabbed, come on, let's go. And he grabbed Narayani's hand and he walked this 4-year-old around Radha-kuṇḍa for 50 minutes, pulled her along. And he goes, one time he's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But he did. And that Narayani Dandavat pranamd every stop, got up, got down, and she has never run or walked faster in her life than that experience. He was so merciful. He was so musical. Maharaj was very, very blissful in his orientation towards bliss. To the heart, to nature, to music. He always had a lyrical rhythm to his very logical appreciation of the process and the goal. And his humility to seva, to using our intelligence wisely. And that is what I'm reminded of. And this is why we need teachers. And it is just a very, very deeply sad thing to lose a Vaishnav such as Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja. But hopefully he has instilled in all of us the power to show up as he did and to build slowly and surely, and most of all to be humble in his dedication to teaching and preaching, even when he knew that his body was material because it wasn't actually. I think he was as close to Gurudev and to pure bhakti as it comes, actually. So, Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sinubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Mahārāja ki jai.
Jai Jai Shri.
Jai Ho. Wow, that was so beautiful, and also I really actually though I think even all your personal memories, they were so beautiful because they were highlighting his different wonderful qualities. So I think that was really wonderful actually. Yeah, just his kindness and how personal he was. And I really love that how his kindness even to 4-year-old Narayani, taking her on 50 minutes, how the 4-year-olds taking her on that was something he would give so much enthusiasm and encouragement to everyone, to not just to adults and like even to children. And I mean, I remember when I was in Gurukul, this might have been before I was a teenager, or maybe when I was just becoming a teenager. I don't remember. It was before they made the universe chart. And he was thinking, like they were thinking about it, and he was still getting it together, and he, or maybe they got the first version of the chart. I can't remember, but yeah, and he explains to all the students the universe and how it's all, and he went through the whole thing and explained it in full detail according to Brahma Samhita and like that. And then afterwards, he gave us all a big poster sheet of blank paper, and he had us all from our own memories make a universe chart and like from and whatever we could remember. And so our whole school did that. We all got a big white sheet of paper and we all did that. And I remember just even at a young age, I was like barely a teenager, and it was so exciting. Like he made everything, even for kids who, normally kids are just interested in playing and having fun and not interested, but he even made like these topics exciting for children. That's
like me, like us. Maharaj is the reason that my yoga school, the Soul Culture Yoga School, was able to really, he was so instrumental in it, and that poster is a huge part of it. And always just expressing to new devotees, which is everybody, I think, even Sankhya Yoga, Asan, whatever someone is doing, that the heart of what we're doing is sadhu sangha, and the heart is, moving towards Bhakti Devi herself. And he exemplified that and lived it. So he was such a expert teacher to be with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was very beautiful. And so we're now coming to the end of our time together for today. I'm not sure if maybe Rasaniti Prabhu, would he like to, if you'd like to offer any glorification, maybe tomorrow, if he's available.
Okay, he literally just flew in. He literally just got off a plane and got here about half an hour ago from a work trip, from a big work trip to Texas. So he's putting Narayani to bed. I'm sure he'd be honored to share tomorrow or a small bit.
And I know also Madhuri Didi is a very big part of your group there, right? And so she'll come on tomorrow also.
Prabhu?
Yes.
I'd like to just say two quick things.
Totally.
One is the memory of being in Jagannath Puri, and Maharaj took us on bike tour. And it was pretty hysterical because he was so fast on those bikes, and he expected us to keep up with him. And it was insane. You had to be in samadhi, like so focused. What is it called when you're, in yoga? You have to be so one-pointed, or else there was death, or else you would die, And he's like, what's wrong? Come on, let's go. It was amazing. So that was kind of hysterical and amazing and blissful. And the other thing is that I just really wanted to emphasize was that with Maharaj is that I always felt so safe that he was giving us Gurudev. Like that's all he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so safe. There was no question of loyalty or going this way or that way. It was, we were all so safe that we're in good hands, you know, so that was really important. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Mm.
You're on mute, Prabhu. Madhukar Prabhu. There you go.
Sorry. Thank you. This is so wonderful, so heartwarming, and I look forward to hearing. I see Rasanidhi Prabhu says that he's very happy for any opportunity to glorify Maharaj. So I look forward to hearing from him tomorrow and from Madhuri Didi, and also tomorrow we will have Urugai Prabhu. He will be joining us. He lived with Tridaṇḍī Maharaj for a long time. He lived just like in the same place with him, and served him so much. He was when Tridaṇḍī Maharaj he came to Radha-kuṇḍa, and without any like he was just there and he's like, I need to move to Radha-kuṇḍa. And like without any he just like all of a sudden got this like really strong feeling, I have to live here. He was just planning on going for a darshan, and then he ended up not leaving there till the end of his life. And he didn't even go back to he told Urugai Prabhu, and Urugai Prabhu packed up all of his things and shipped all of his things here to he shipped all his things to Radha-kuṇḍa there. And Urugai Prabhu has so many like such a deep connection with Śrīpāda Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, so we'll get to hear from him, and there's so many devotees. Also, at some point, I have to figure out how to do the timing, like who will speak when. But of course, we'll hear from Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji and so many devotees. If anybody would like to, offer any like a homage, then you can message me, and I'll try to put a schedule together so that everybody gets a chance. And just as a reminder, this program is happening every day at this time, and the Zoom link stays the same every day. And it's also being recorded on. This is all being live streamed on YouTube right now. Right now there are 30 devotees watching on YouTube, and so if you ever want to watch later on, you can always find them there. And we're going to end our program today by offering our Dandavat pranams at the feet of Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja, and getting inspiration from his life and for our own life and for our own sadhana. And Dandavat pranams to all the devotees here, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo Patitanam Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So thank you so much for coming, and see you tomorrow at this time.
Radhe Radhe, everybody.
Radhe Radhe.
Great to see you, buddy.
Hari Bol. Thank you.
Hare Bol.
And I'll just do a very quick like a 3 Maha mantras and then Jaidvani, and then we'll end. But yeah, thank you so much, especially Nimai Caitanya Prabhu, Shyamali Didi, Shyamrupa Prabhu, Jaya Shree Didi, and all of you. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gurudeva, 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 Jai Gurudeva. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jai Vaishnav Thakur. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Gaur Gadadhar Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Param Gurudeva ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Śrī Rādhā-kuṇḍa Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Śrī Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Śrī Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham ki Jai, Jai Śrī Rādhā-kuṇḍa ki Jai, Jai Śrī Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Our dear Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Tridaṇḍī Mahārāja ki Jai. His most auspicious bright journey onwards ki Jai. Jai, Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe, Hari Bol.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Hari.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, dear one. Hari Bol, friends.
Thank you.
Radhe,
Hari.
Radhe Radhe.
And also there's so many devotees here. Usually in my programs, I go through everybody's names and like I offer pranams to everybody, but there's too many people this time. So, but I see also some Śrīpāda Bhaktivedānta Sajjan Maharaj is here and so many Prabhupada disciples and so many senior devotees. So, but Dandavat pranams to all of you and see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe, Hari Bol.
Dandavat Maharaj, Hari Bol. Narhari Prabhu, Dandavat.
Yes, Sundari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Dandavat pranams, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Everyone,
Hari Bol.
pranams, everyone. Hari